Beautiful, just hold your head up. Yeah, beautiful, I know you fed up. But don't trip, I swear to God, baby, do you? Cause it do something to them kids when they see their mama push through. Cause your day gon' come, I can bet you. And your day gon' come, where they bless you. And they gon' constantly hug and kiss you. Cause you done did enough by yourself, mama, we got you. You are beautiful, and I just pray that you know just what you are. You are. Can't you see? And I just pray that you believe that's what you are.
Hello, you guys, and welcome to Ambitiously Him and Her King Foundation in My Eyes chat segment. And this evening we have Rachae. Can you tell everyone hello?
Hello.
And basically what we are doing is interviewing people that have had their kids between the ages of 13 and 23. So the first question is, was your mother and father in your life?
Partial.
Okay. So can you give me a little bit more detail on what that partial means?
My mom was in my life, but my dad wasn't.
Okay.
But I had a grandfather that was in my life.
Okay. So did not having a father in your life, did that kind of play any parts in the things that you did as a young lady?
Yes, a major part.
Okay.
You know, not having a father in your life.
Okay. So, did you feel loved as a child growing up?
No, I didn't.
Was sex ever a topic in your household?
No, we didn't really talk about that. I guess they thought we was too young to know about that.
So now it's probably gonna take a little turn because the segment is basically so we can break generational curses and toxic family behavior. So this question probably is going to hit home with a lot of viewers that's watching. And I want to know, was anything ever done to you inappropriate growing up? And the reason why I asked that is because I would hear a lot of people say, well, you know, as a young lady, she acted that way because, you know, she was raped or she was touched inappropriate. And, you know, I just want to get down to the bottom of why are we having children so early, you know, at a young age, basically to let everybody know. So was anything ever done to you growing up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my family is a big family. So a lot of times what they did was, you know, a lot of people say what stays in the house, I mean, what goes on in the house stays in the house. But really when you do that, it causes a problem in children's lives because you want to hide it, but yet they're going through not telling no one. And it hurts them worse when it do come out.
Okay. So how old were you when you started having sex? Like willingly able to, you know, say, I want to have sex?
Willingly was my first time is when my first time was having sex was when I got pregnant with Portia.
Okay.
You know, everybody else thought I was sexually active, but I was not sexually active. I wasn't fast. But you know, a lot of times that's what they say about kids that really speak what's on their mind. So they saying you fast and you just, but I was not fast. I learned about sex through TV, watching parents, elderly people, older people rather, having sex. And so I said, well, what they doing? So I said, well, you know, a curious mind want to see what it feel like. So when I did have sex, my first time was when I got conceived with Portia.
Okay. When you started having sex at an early age, was it out of searching for love or attention? Like, let the viewers know the reason why you felt that you was having sex at an early age?
See, I was told that a man would tell me that he loved me to have sex, but that wasn't the case in my family. I was just searching, you know, because I felt like my family. I felt like I was the ugly duckling, you know, out of my three siblings. So I feel like didn't nobody care about me. And then when they tell them stuff, which was the truth, then they said I was lying. But what I was saying was true, but I was a lie. So nowadays, people would rather hear a lie before they hear the truth.
So that kind of revert back to the question that I'm going to ask now. So do you think having low self-esteem plays a part in young women having sex early?
Yeah, because when I was, it started with me because they used to bully me. And I was acting out to try to fit in with a crowd of people. You know, they would call me ugly. So all my life, even with parents, you know, being a stepchild, I was called ugly. I wasn't going to be nothing, amount to nothing. I was just going to have a lot of kids. And, you know, that kind of did something to me mentally. You know, then a lot of people always, if we go out of town on little different trips, you know, being a kid, I liked it to play and I loved to joke. They used to tell me that I was the one that caused the problem, but how would I the only one causing the problem when it was just more than just one person, more kids there besides myself?
Okay. So was any methods of birth control ever discussed in your home? Like, you know, because I know you said sex wasn't talked about in your home. So, I mean, did you ever hear, you know, your mom or your grandfather talk about, you know, condoms or birth control or anything like that?
Well, they wouldn't say those type of things.
Okay.
No, they wouldn't say that.
Okay. So, how old were you when you became a mother?
I was between the age 15 and 16.
Okay.
And I got pregnant with Portia. When I got pregnant with Portia, they gave me a lot of, you know, that back then in the day, you know, they used to do home remedies where they try to make me miscarriage her because they was ashamed because I was young and with a baby. So they gave me, until my granddaddies told them to just leave me alone and let me have this baby. So I was, you know, they talked about me, and the first thing they said is I was being fed. But I just felt like if I gave a life, I'll have somebody to love me. So that's the reason why because her dad even wanted me to abort her. But I told him I wasn't doing that.
I know I heard you say that they tried to make you miscarry. So I know the viewers probably wondering, like, who is they and what things did they do to actually try to make you miscarry? Because I could just imagine being young and just thinking that I just want somebody to love and everybody around me don't want me to have my baby. So what things were they really doing?
It's where it was mistletoe that's in the tree. You know, I ain't know nothing about it, but cause see, my people are from up the country. So I guess that's what they did back in the country. So what they did was they got mistletoe at the top of the tree. They boiled it, and you supposed to put, like, I think castor oil or turpentine in there, a little turpentine up in there, and that'll make you the baby come down, make your cycle come back on. But I guess what happened, they didn't put the turpentine or the castor oil in the tea. So I would drink that. I did that for about a week. So that's the reason why I say my daughter's like she is to this day. But, you know, who's to know? But I went through a lot of stuff in my life. You know.
So were you in a relationship with the father? And if so, how long were you guys dating before you actually got pregnant?
That was a one-night stand, baby. I got, I didn't know I was pregnant. That was a bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. I fixed my mama room up, honey. Gave my sister and them some M&M's. I had teddy bears on the bed. And boy, I thought it was going to be longer than what it was, but it wasn't. So I was kind of mad because if I'm going to get a baby, come on, give me something to work with. You know? But I didn't, but so it was okay.
Okay. Okay, so was abortion ever an option? Like dealing with the father, did he ever?
Yeah, because he was going to pay for it. Because I didn't want nobody to know I was pregnant. You know, they was going to know when I started showing. So people was coming to me. He the one that told people that I was pregnant.
Okay.
And that's how because I was in school, I went to Vigo. So that's how the people knew that I was pregnant, because he said it. But if I didn't tell him I was pregnant, so how he knew I was pregnant? So evidently he knew I was pregnant, but at the end of the day, he said that wasn't his baby. You know, he tried to make it like I was out there sleeping with everybody, but man, you was the only one I was with, and you came up here, gave me a little quickie, and then here it is, I'm pregnant with a little girl.
Okay, so was he older than you?
Yeah.
So was anything negative stated about you being a young parent? Because I know a lot of people have opinions. Everybody want to state how they feel about young parents. So can you explain to me, like, what things were said, and you know, like who would basically say those things about you?
Well, you know, you're gonna have people in the street. You know, people at school, what they say was, oh, she was fast, she was sleeping with this person right here, this person right here. But I was like, how did they know? Was they in the bedroom when I was sleeping? Was they a fly on the wall? Did I see you and didn't see you?
Yeah.
So what it was, I was fast, because that's the way they want to portray me as. But I was not fast. I was just looking for attention. I thought this guy, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. I thought he was single, but I went to the prom. That's how I met him, at a prom. And we just hooked up after the prom. But, you know, he was telling me stuff, and he tell me he loved me though. You know, that's what I was looking for, but I ain't he.
Okay.
So, you know, I was just curious. You know, but what I dreamed of when you be sitting at home, when you live, you be thinking about, well, I want to be married, and I want to have my children by this person. We gonna be married, a happy family. But that ain't the case. So what it is, they sell us these dreams. You know, but in reality, it's not that. You know, you're gonna go through the heartache and pain.
Okay. So how you was raised, do you think that affected anything dealing with how you raise your kids?
Yeah, because like I said, I'm reflecting because my mom worked all the time, so she was trying to provide for us. So I don't blame her for that.
Okay.
But I was really, when I was at home, I took care of my sisters, you know, and I just didn't feel like my childhood, I wasn't a child.
Okay.
So that's the reason when I had my kids, they weren't obligated to babysit their siblings. You know, it was hard for me. You know, I would quit a job in a minute when it came down to them. I even went on the job and told the man, I said, "Nah, look," I said, well, my baby's sick and I need to leave. He told me what was more important. And I told him, look, I'm going to tell you like this, I'm going to give you your apron, because he was hollering at me in front of the customer. So I said, hold up a minute. I can start hollering back. So I said, this job ain't going to protect my kids. I need to be there for my child. So I said some other little stuff, you know, because I was ugly. Because, you know, I was hurting. You know, they didn't know I was hurting inside, you know. So what I did, I said what I had to say. I gave them that apron. I left out the door, because I felt like being there for your kids mean more than just a job. So I worked jobs, but they would call me crazy because I would quit a job, because I felt like, you know, I just wanted to be there with my kids. Even though when I was there with my kids, I wasn't there with my kids because I was depressed. I was just going through some stuff. Didn't nobody know. Because what I do is I put them in the bed with me, and I'll make them, they can play all day in the bed, but I'll be asleep. You know, I didn't give them that time. You know, I couldn't tell my kids how to love, because I didn't know the meaning of love.
And that kind of reverts back, because I was just talking about this earlier, how we try so much to be different than our parents. So me listening to you basically saying, you know, well, my mama worked all the time and I had to raise my kids, so therefore I would quit a job because I didn't want to be like my mom. where my kids had to raise their siblings and things of that nature. So, you know, us as family, mothers, fathers, sisters, brother, cousin, aunties, we need to realize the pattern that we do. And it kind of, you know, reflects back on how things go because of how you was raised, and that's all you know. So I know you said something about your father wasn't in your life. So did that have a lot to do with how you feel as a young woman? Like, do you think young women need their fathers? And
yeah, it all depends on the circumstances, because like I said, I had a stepfather. You know, it was always like I was three. It's three of us, but the other two are by my stepfather.
Okay.
So, you know, it's always with neglect.
Okay.
So I always felt like I would act a fool. I used to be a clown, but I was reaching out to people.
Okay.
They didn't take me like that. They just said I was being fed, and I would repeat what I heard or saw. And they would say, no, I didn't see that or hear that. So I said, well, okay, then it is what it is. So what it did was, when I met my dad, I was in high school.
Okay.
And I searched for him.
Okay.
Because I just wanted answers, because my mom didn't give me the answers. So I wanted answers from my dad. So when I did meet my dad, you know, he talked to me and he told me that, you know, he still don't believe that I'm his, that he wanted a blood test. So he did help me with my senior fee, you know, but I didn't want that. I wanted him to just hold me and tell me that I'm here and, you know, I'm going to be there. But their family, you know, and then when a lot of stuff went on in their family, so it's like when I did go around, it's like, who is she? You know, she can't be, but if you put my face with my dad.
So, and this is just me asking this question because I do a lot of thinking, and I observe a lot of individuals, and this is even with myself, because my biological father wasn't in my life, and I feel our fathers are the first example of what a man's supposed to be that your child fall in love with. And so by us not having that example, maybe this is the reason why we search for love or we search for that attention, because in all honesty, we don't know what type of man that we supposed to have, or the respect that we supposed to get as young women. So do you agree with that, by your father not being in your life?
Yeah, I agree with that, because like I said, all I want, and I'm like 40, I stopped counting now. So I'm 45, 46, around that age. But what it is, all I want for my dad is for him to just hug me, or hold me. You know, he ain't got to do nothing. I don't want your money. You know, because business minded, I get that from my dad's side of the family.
Okay.
You know, because I did inherit a lot of his side of the family traits.
Okay.
But, you know, and then another thing that I said when I got my business and stuff, because I always wanted to have my own business and stuff when I was young. And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to pay for the blood test, because I want to prove to him, you know, if I'm not your child, I apologize to you. But if this still shows that you're my dad, what's next? Are you going to accept me for like I'm yours? Will your other kids accept me as their siblings? You know, I just had that situation, you know, because like at the end of the day, I don't care how people look at things or view it. You're going to always love your mom and dad, because wonderful.
So what can you say is different from the 90s when you became a mother at a young age, and now being a young mother? Like, what do you see is the problem?
And to me, like when we was coming up, we didn't have all the birth control methods, all these clinics and they got it in the schools now. They have it on TV, you know, TV, social media, and I just feel like, why are they so quick to want to have a baby? Is it for taxes, or is it for food stamps? Is it for public housing? What is it for? You know, back then in the day, I had my child because I just wanted somebody to love. And you know, they got to get bigger. So, you know, what's next? And then when you have kids and they are stray, you know, that's hard too. You know, so it's really not easy to give birth to a child because they do have to get grown. And you wonder where you went wrong at. So, you know, you try to do a better life for them. But parenting don't come with a manual.
Okay.
So,
You're right.
So you can't tell them, you know, all you can do is do the best thing that you can and what you know to do, because parenting don't come with a manual.
Okay. For any parents that's watching, young parents, older parents, for any parents that's watching, what's some encouraging words that you could say to a young mother or father tonight?
Well, from my opinion, I just think if you got a baby, it's okay. It ain't the end of the world. Just love them. Because like I said, I did a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of. And it seemed like I go through stuff daily that reminds me of what I did wrong in my kids' life.
I understand.
You know, and it hurts me sometimes because I feel like I felt like I was the mistake.
Yeah.
And then by me being a mistake, I feel like I brought my children in this mistake.
Yes.
So then they suffer because they want to know why that I did this or why I did this. But like I said, it's a blessing where my kids are healthy. They're not in jail. They're not in the streets like that. But you still, the older they get in your heart. You know, they wear your heart out. And if I could do it different, I would love them, hug them, and tell them I love them, because I didn't know how to do it, but I experienced it now with my grandkids. Okay. You know, I hug them and tell them I love them, kiss them and tell them, you know, and try not to fuss a lot, you know, because back then they fussed a lot. So it's like you just got to reset your whole mindset when you know, got kids. You got to have patience with them because it's hard, because they're not going to always be a baby. You understand? So you got to just teach them about love. And if you teach them love, I think they'll carry that with them everywhere they go.